don't know if it's the interface. What up, YouTube? It's Blake the Matchbox, Blake the Spinal, Blake the Mike Spiegel, whatever you want to call me, as long as you put the Blake before it. Got a lot of static in my audio interface. It's coming through my audio interface right now. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, this sounds terrible. So I guess I gotta go buy another audio interface. Wow, everything keeps shutting down. So, but on to a topic today. I thought I'd talk about Area 51. Some thoughts on Area 51 and Bob Lazar. I've been watching some videos all night. I've seen videos on Area 51 and Bob Lazar for a long time now. I always go back and listen to the story on what he's seen, what he witnessed or whatever, and he didn't work in Area 51, and just the test site at Area 51. I watched a movie a while back. It was called I think it's called The Third Kind. And it was about some alien. This guy seen alien spacecraft, and nobody believed him. Everybody thought he was crazy, his wife and everything, and he had built this model within his home. He made this model out of mud inside his home, and he made the same model that he witnessed, that he seen one night. And it was a mountain or something, and he had I might be mistaken on the title of the movie or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was called, Third Kind. And it's a lot of static in the background and a lot of noise in the background today. So just excuse me for all that. A lot of people talking and stuff. Ignore all that. Just stay focused on what I'm talking about. And he took mud out of his yard and took it inside his home and built this model of where he thought he should be witnessing this spacecraft, this mothership spacecraft. And it was this mountain he took his family, I think he took his family or something up there to the mountain, and they witnessed it at Area 51. The spacecraft had landed at Area 51, and these aliens came off the ship or whatever, and I think they took somebody back with them or something like that. I can't remember. But if you haven't seen The Third Kind, go watch The Third Kind. Third Kind is pretty dope. That might not be the title of them. Let me look it up real quick. Third Kind. That's it. Let me see if it's it. Close Encounters. That's the one. This is the mountain that he had mountain hit, whatever you want to call it. And this is the mothership right here. This all these lights is the mothership, which came down right here. This is Area 51. I'm pretty sure that was Area 50. It looked like Area 51. I mean, it's, out there in the desert. So I'm pretty sure that was Area 51. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this movie was based off that. And this was before the Bob Lazar, before he came forward about, the alien spacecraft at Area 51 and stuff. This is 1976, Bob Lazar, and it was 1980s. He witnessed all that going on at Area 51 at in the S4 hangar. This is a dope movie though. This is a really dope movie. This is based off a true story. Supposedly, this is based off a true story. The Third Kind, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I guess is that what it's called? Let me see. Yep, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So this is supposedly based off a true story. I don't know about all that. But There's one movie I know that was based off Area 51 that I got. I got the DVD in here somewhere. I watched it plenty of times, so. The Bob Lazar story. I've heard I've listened to the Bob Lazar story when some of the first interviews he had done back in the day. They're pretty believable. I believe him when I was kind of sketchy on it, like, when he was telling it, when he's in his old interviews, I was like, I don't know. But he had went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and did an interview. This was like last year, I think, and I listened to it. I just re-listened to it last night and kind of opened my mind up a little bit more, because I think I played it about 2 times, and then I listened to it again last night, and it kind of opened my mind up a little bit more what he was talking about. And I was like, oh, this guy's, because he's, a type of story like that he brought to the forefront of the news and the media and the whole world. You really got to go back and listen to it a couple times just his body language and just peep out some different things, and like from your own perspective, and be like, is this guy really telling the truth? And just by me going back to this third time from last night, he seems pretty true. The story seems pretty true. He really didn't have nothing to fake. Just by him talking, it really didn't seem anything fake. Him going into the Area 51, and he was working at Area 51, and they sent him off to this into the side of this hillside or whatever, and it was this hangar called S4, and he had went in there, and he had worked on this reactor, and it was it had a force field around it or whatever, and it was just, he said it wasn't from this world. He's never seen nothing like that, especially like you said back in the 1980s. Whoever would have known that type of technology would have been even thought of. Like, who would have thought of that type of technology in the 1980s? Like, you didn't really have big time, people big on technology back in those times. You didn't have, so it probably was from another. And he said it was like 9 spacecraft within the S4 hangar. And he worked on one of them, and this is one of the ones that he worked on. He had drew it out, and it was 3 levels to it. And this is the first level, this was the second, this was the third, or something like that. And I don't know. It seems pretty believable. Like, it was crazy. He had, and he said it was like transparent or something inside, like something like it was transparent. Like, you couldn't really. It was transparent. Like, once it took off, it was like transparent or something like that. I can't really. I had to, you really had to just go and just type in Bob Lazar, Joe Rogan Experience, listen to the whole thing. Or go back to the Bob Lazar 1980s interview and listen to that too. Listen to all that, and just go to Netflix and listen to that. We'll watch that documentary too. And I'm really not too big on this stuff, but this is what it looked like. This is what he drew out, and I think that they recreated this through They had recreated this through animation, modern day. Let's see if I can zoom into this. And he said, okay, this is like the right here where I got the arrows, the 3 seats, and he had the reactor. They had took the reactor out of this spacecraft, but the reactor goes right here in between these 3 seats in the middle of the spacecraft, and this antenna thing, and then these 2 things right here. I don't know what, I forgot what he said those was, and then this something system, and yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's very crazy that how he how he drew this stuff out. Like, this is very bizarre. He drew a couple pictures of this thing, what he had worked on. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's like one of my most favorite UFO stories of all time. Like, it's got to be my top favorite UFO stories of all time. I like this more than the Roswell incident, the Roswell crash. This is one of my all-time favorites right here. They did 3 seats. You had a reactor in the middle. This antenna, some type of thing. And this, he draw it out. The 3 seats, 1, 2, 3, 3. It's the reactor right here. He explains it. He explains it in the documentary and things, and on the Joe Rogan Experience, he explains the whole thing, like how he, when he went in, like it was. He said that when he went in this craft, when he went in this S4 hangar, he saw the 9 spacecraft. When they had him work on specifically this craft. They didn't want him to go near no other craft or nothing. They had him specifically work on this craft, and when they had him go in, he had to like duck down, I guess, and because this was made for small people. Like, this was made for something small, something that's way smaller than he was. He's pretty nice sized guy. That's what she said. And so it's just imagine just imagine me. I'm like 6'1". Just imagine me going to this thing. Just look at it from here, from just the internet. It just looks pretty small. It looks like you have to duck down in order to get inside it. Like, I wonder how do you get inside this thing? I wonder if you go climbing from the top, or they had like a little steps to come out, or I wonder why he didn't draw that. Why he didn't draw. And that kind of I'm kind of thinking about that. Like, okay, he went inside a spacecraft, but he didn't tell us how he got in it. Like, where was the steps? Was there, did it kind of warp him inside? Like, did it suck him inside the spacecraft? Like, how did he get in? Did he climb in? Like, did something come out of there, and did the spacecraft move up into the air, and then these steps just appeared, or like, how did he get inside the craft? He never did explain that. So I don't know. That's a little sketchy. I'm kind of thinking about that. Like, I don't know. He never mentioned that in the interviews, and he never mentioned that. I don't think. That's kind of sketchy. But yeah, it's one of my favorite stories is UFO history. I'm gonna put it like that. One of my favorite stories, man, that I've ever, as far as going back to the history of UFO events, this is one of my favorites, Bob Lazar. And he saw, he had witnessed it fly and all that stuff, and he tells about all that. He witnessed to have it flew and all that, and he took people back to the test site to the day that it was gonna fly out, and he had got in some trouble and all that, and he explains all that. Let's go back. Just put in some other stuff. Let's see here. Okay, Bob Lazar said that that this thing right here was how he got into Area 51 in the morning, or how he got into the the S4 station, whatever. Here it goes, and this was back in the 1980s. You zoom into this thing. This is crazy. They had one of these in the 1980s. at Area 51. So you had to put your hand. I think you had to put your hand between these things right here, and then it would scan your hand, and it would recognize the bones inside your hand, and it would let you in the gate. But if it didn't recognize your hands, you was getting no access. You wasn't granted any access to the to these doors. So it would scan. They had these things back in the day, and they would scan your hands. And Bob Lazar had explained this back in the 1980s in an interview, and everybody thought he was crazy. They was like, "Bro, what the hell are you talking about? There is no such thing that exists. This is way back then. Like, this technology was not thought of to even exist. Like, they was like, bro, you're crazy. You need some help, But this really did happen, and come to find out a couple years later, down the line, these things really did exist back in the day. They found out these things really did exist. So that's crazy. That is crazy, yo. This actually exists. This technology, this type of technology existed in the 1980s. To put your hand between these things, put your whole hand between this thing, and then it's gonna scan your whole the inside of your bones. Inside of your hand. It's just so crazy to believe, yo. It's just, I can't even speak on it. I'm all tangled up. It's just so crazy to believe. Like, I could just only imagine. And then your card, I think you said your card, once it scans you, your card would come out of this thing right here, your ID card or something like that, and then you could go and you had to take the ID card and swipe it to the door or something like that, and that's how you got access to get into the different rooms and stuff like that or whatever. And that was just crazy. That's bizarre, yo. That is bizarre technology that, like, man, like, and just imagine. I mean, we can only imagine. It's 2020. We can only imagine what this hand scanner looks like now. It's touchscreen. It's touchscreen. Some holographic type shit. Like, it's probably some holographic type shit. It's probably not even touchscreen anymore at the Area 50 shot. It's just like floating. It's like a, what do you call it? I forgot what you call it. Thing that's like that, like those washes that they're gonna be implanting in the skin, and then implanting in that people get implanted in their skin, and then it's like a screen, like this just pops up out of their skin. Like, that's kind of probably what it is now. It's just like some projector type shit that. It's not even a freaking box anymore. It's like some projecting out of the wall type shit, and then just placing your hand in midair and just scans your hand. It's, how the technology is now. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. But I mean, Area 51, I would like to go here one day. I'm getting off the Bob Lazar. I think it's enough for the Bob Lazar. Y'all go check it out for yourself. Like I said, one of my favorite stories. This Area 51, though, man, I would like to visit here one day. Damn well, I'm not gonna get nowhere near close to Area 51. Nobody is, unless you actually work in this facility. But I would like to at least visit, at least get ride through the desert, and probably camp out or something. No telling. Probably take my camera with me. See what's going on. But we may never know what is going on in Area 51. We never gonna know. It's just so top secret, man. So top secret. I'm pretty sure they got probably 5 underground bases with up under Area 51. I know they got 1 underground base. I know they got 2, 3, 4. They probably got a lot of underground bases, man. This thing probably goes for miles and miles up underground. You know, people just looking at things from the surface, like, okay, I need to go to Area 51 and see what's going on top. You got to think, a facility like this is going to keep everything underground. Or, you know, like Bob Lazar was working. He was working at S4 hangar on the side of a mountain. It was like, that's like a cave. Like, you know, they're trying to keep things hidden. They're not trying to keep things in plain sight. You got to understand. If I had a facility like this, I would keep everything top secret underground too, so people could not see what the hell is going on. Unless you got one of those type of helicopters that can see through shit or whatever. I forgot the technology within the helicopters that can see through like your house, and it can see people inside in the house and what they're doing and all that stuff. But I mean, I could just imagine what's going on here, man. You could just only imagine what's taking place at Area 51 every day, you know. And just the type of technology that we have, these touchscreen phones and stuff, it has to be something. It has to come from, you know, it's just bizarre, man. What we have here on this earth, it's just bizarre. And now the robots and stuff, and it's crazy the technology that we have now. You know, it's just amazing. It's amazing how far we've came. Now, I mean, like, you know, I've said it before. This technology can be used for the good or the bad. Whatever man chose to do with it, you know, it can be used for the good or bad. Hopefully, not for the bad, man. You know, that's one thing that I dread is hopefully it's not for the bad. You know, I love seeing new things, and I love seeing creative ideas come to life. But if it's for the bad, it's yeah, you know, it's not, yeah. It's gonna be hell. It's gonna be some hell to come behind that. You know, shouts out to Bob Lazar. Area 51, we may never know what you may hold, man. That's a mystery that's always gonna be, I guess, unsolved, you know. It's crazy though. It's just crazy just looking at it and just thinking about it. Like, man, this place right here is just. I mean, you know, this Area 51 probably goes miles and miles over. You know, they have like I said, they got underground bases and in these mountains and mountaintops and stuff. They got all type of underground bases and stuff, man. You know. And this is just one half of Area 51. Then they got Area 52. Then they got Area 53. Now I think they got Area 54. So, you know, you really can't. It's no telling what's going on at these places. So yeah, it was it, man. It's it really. Just thought I'd talk about this topic, and it's a pretty cool topic to talk on. So. Like, share, subscribe, support, comment, keep rocking with your boys. Blake the Matchbox, Blake the Spinal, Blake the Mike Spiegel, whatever you want to comment, as long as put the Blake before it. Bang. I'm out of here, guys and girls. Peace, one love. On to the next one.